Why does my lighting look whack?
Your lighting looks normal. I look laggy. So.
Really? I don't know. I look
What do
like
you mean,
I look
really? Look at me.
red.
I look like
No,
a.
no, I was talking about me, like my
I look
lighting.
like I'm a slideshow. This is
I look
terrible.
red. I feel like I look red or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're here.
We are here.
We're ready to go.
That's right.
All right. Oh man, it feels like the Celtics haven't played in years.
That's what the
It's
playoffs
been
do to you. You just sit
been
around, you
so long.
wait, and you watch your team murder, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Philly's up 3-0 now. Celtics are up 2-0, hoping to go up 3-0 tonight in Atlanta, where they should. They
Uh-huh.
should go up 3-0. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping for. I know that's what you're hoping for. Um, you know, not the best performance from Atlanta so far. Trae
Don't
Young looks
say.
like he is completely out of the team, meaning the team's better without him, and the trade rumors are there. So
Yeah.
I don't know how useful he's going to be. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with their point guard rotation tonight and see how much he plays. I wonder if he'll ever get benched throughout this series.
No shot. No shot he gets benched. It's Trae Young. Joe saying D White reminds me of Rondo. I think this is my cousin Joe, I believe. Maybe it's not. I don't know if it is. D White reminds me of Rondo. Yeah. I mean, kind of. I guess he's more of a scorer, but Derrick White's been phenomenal. Been the second best player in the series, would you say? Or first?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Would you put him above Tatum yet?
No, I actually think Tatum's been pretty good. As much as I like
Tatum
to
has
crap on
been good.
Tatum, I think Tatum's been the best version of Tatum we've seen in a long time. He's going inside, getting the basket. The threes he's taking aren't the crazy fall away threes that we can't stand. So happy to see Tatum being aggressive inside. Happy to see Joe calling plays for him inside and getting him to the basket and getting him in the post. That's so important to me in terms of getting him going for future series. Because against Philly, you're going to need him to be awesome. He's not been good against Philly this year. We talked about this on the latest pod. We'll talk about it again after the game tonight, I'm sure. He just hasn't. His percentages are low. You haven't gotten the best Jason Tatum against the Sixers, who you're going to see next round. Brooklyn's dead. They had it on a pedestal yesterday. James Harden got ejected for not hitting anybody in the nuts after Embiid did hit somebody in the nuts, and they didn't eject him. So I saw you tweeted it. First ever flagrant 2 makeup call in the history of the game, perhaps.
Very funny. Yes, yes.
It is interesting with all the Warriors stuff going on that was nothing.
Because it should have been something. Embiid should have gotten tossed.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't be laying on the ground. First of all, I don't know how he was on the ground. He didn't get touched. He just kind of fell and flopped. And then when somebody steps over you, you can't kick them in the nuts. You can't lift your foot up and kick them, even if you didn't directly hit them in the nuts. You can't, that's just not a basketball play. That's the definition of a flagrant 2 foul. I thought Embiid should have been in flagrant 2. Harden should have been in flagrant 1, right? Like Harden's,
I don't
as
think
much
Harden's
as
was anything.
No, Harden's was definitely a targeted punch to the nuts, right? Let's call
I don't think so. I truly don't think so. Watching the slow-mo of that, it doesn't look like anything. He just looks like he's driving. He has his hand on the guy's hip as he always would, and it just happens to hit him.
he didn't. No, he didn't. He extended it out into the nuts.
He
didn't
always
have it on the
extends
hip.
his arm. He just got unlucky. I don't think it's okay that he does that, but I don't think it's a flagrant. This is all getting a bit ridiculous, and it's not on you. It's on
if you hit somebody in the nuts.
Draymond stepped on a guy's chest, and now everyone has to have their high alert.
That's a flagrant. It's not a flagrant 2. You shouldn't have been ejected for it, but I do think it's a
push off is a flagrant.
If you push him, he punched him in the nuts. It wasn't a push off. He punched him in the nuts.
I gotta look this up because I saw it this morning.
Hello?
I was a little tired, so we're gonna look again. But I really, really don't think this is a flagrant at all.
He literally punched him in the nuts. Like I said, don't think it was a flagrant 2, but he extended his arm out and just punched him in the nuts.
How about them refusing to say nuts on TV, talking about this all
Very
day?
funny. Very funny.
So
Very
weird
funny.
that they don't say it. All right.
Flagrant 1 for Harden, flagrant 2 for Embiid, says Devin. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Hello, Phil. Fist bumps in the chat. Welcome. It's a nut push. The intention of the action, I understand, wasn't malicious, but the first point of his action was boom, nut punch. Like it was a boom, like right in the nuts, right? And then he goes for the push off, but the initial action was a flagrant one. You can't like pushing off is one thing, and again, pushing off first of all like that, extending the elbow is a foul regardless, right? Like even if you don't want to call like a normal push off, if Jaylen Brown goes like this to somebody in the Hawks, it's an offensive foul. You can't do it, right? They call that. So for him to start that action, but the start of the action is O'Neal is getting in his space and he jabs him in the nuts. That's a flagrant one. You can't do that. Anything below the belt is almost always going to be a flagrant one, unless it's directly unintentional. And as much as he might not have meant to do it, the action of him pushing off on somebody else was intentional. And since it was below the belt, that's a flagrant one. Not a flagrant two. Because like flagrant two, it needs to be obviously intentional, which is where I think it wasn't, right? I don't think he meant to hit him in the nuts, but he meant to push off on him, and the push off was below the belt, so that's a flagrant
If
one.
that's the case, then Marcus Smart should have drawn a million flagrants this year because he got hit in the balls so many times to the point where he was angry every single time he got hit in the balls, even if it wasn't intentional.
How did he hit in the balls? Like the same way?
It wasn't that, but someone would jump and hit him with their leg. Like
that's different. That's different.
I don't know. This is
no. My point is, he meant to hit Royce O'Neal. He meant to push him and shove him. And
to me, that looks like a balance thing.
The Harden's thing was a balance thing?
He starts to drive and he puts his hand on his leg.
No.
That's what I see.
He goes from ball to nuts.
I don't
That's
think
what I
so.
see. All right. Whatever. Regardless.
We'll just disagree on it. We can't talk for half hour on this.
The whole point is Embiid should have gotten ejected. That's the whole point of this. Embiid was unarguably, objectively, yes, this too. Embiid's was worse than Draymond. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah. Do I think Draymond
hostile act power rankings? Embiid 1, Draymond 2, then Harden.
Yes,
and like, Harden got ejected and Embiid did not. In fairness, they did eject Draymond.
Draymond did deserve to be ejected, though.
Draymond, hilarious. Draymond was the funniest thing I think I've seen on a basketball court. Because he did like a wind up and stomped him too.
I know. The funniest thing to come out of all of this was the Warriors complaining about Sabonis, and then Looney coming on, and then Looney coming out and saying, "No, he's normal. Everything's fine."
He uses the ball as a weapon.
Yeah, very funny.
Let's see.
Man. Justin
poor
saying,
me. Why poor me?
Well, because we were just arguing. I think he was just. I actually didn't think Dre should have been ejected. I did. He meant to stomp him. You can't stomp on.
No, he definitely meant to stomp him. You have to give him credit, like, for doing it.
At least he went for it.
Yeah. I don't really know. I know the Sabonis thing was like, yeah, you can't grab him like that. But I think the Warriors being like, that's the worst thing ever, like he deserved to get stomped, is a little weird. I don't know where I stand with it. I think it's like
also
offset a little bit.
Something I've seen a lot on Twitter is, what do you want him to do? He grabbed his ankle. Of course he's going to step on him. That's naturally where his foot was going.
We talked about this. He jumped so it wouldn't hurt Sabonis.
No, that too. But like the thing that's gotten me is everyone's like, where'd you expect him to put his foot? When Sabonis grabbed his ankle, his foot was on the ground. Just don't move. Just don't, like, it wasn't like he grabbed his ankle while it was like in the air above his chest. Sabonis grabbed his ankle while it was on the ground. Draymond Green lifted his foot and stomped on his chest. That is what happened.
You can't tell me Draymond's not the best. Like, he not only stomped on Sabonis, but then just started screaming at the fans right behind the Warriors bench.
Yeah, with Adam Silver in attendance.
Yeah, have you seen the pictures of Silver on Getty? You must have seen them. Because when you write about the Warriors right now, if you search Warriors, like, he was at that game. So it's just Silver looking up at the big screen, and he just looks like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
He's like, this is messed up. This is bad.
He's in like disbelief, and he's a little shook. Mm-hmm. He looks very intimidated by the big stomp.
It looked like a stumble? Justin. No. He fully took his leg and
he literally like reared back and like said, all right, we're going to break your ribs, which is fine. Like, you do what you want, but
do what you want. No, yeah, he
shout out to Draymond. Nobody is more consistent than him.
You can give him that. You can give him that.
And he's funny.
Oh man, it's funny. It is funny. How about the? Did you watch the Clippers Suns game at all last night?
I never could like find a spot where it was close enough for me to want to watch it.
Mm,
So like I would like turn it on to be like 12. I'd be like, I don't care. But then I guess it got close, right?
it did. They got it down to like I think it was 4 in the last
Yeah.
like three minutes. So it was good. They had a chance. They had a chance to make it a 2-point game with 30 seconds left, but Bones Highland 3 rattled around in the rim and then bounced out.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
Here, let me show you. It was like, I mean, this is so disrespectful to the Hawks, but like they just don't deserve to get talked about. Like they're just bad.
The
Like,
Celtics will
this
lose
is-
tonight, by the way.
Sure, yeah, that's fine, but they it doesn't matter. They don't scare me.
The Celtics should go into Atlanta tonight. They should play as hard as they can. They should fend off Atlanta's best punch, which is what they're probably going to get,
Mm-hmm.
and then call it a series.
Mhm.
Because if the Celtics win this game, Atlanta's done.
Yeah.
This is a Celtics are up 15 points in the first half, Jack. Do they step on their throat? Keep their
Sam,
I'm back.
welcome back. Yes.
Do they step on their throat and keep their foot on the gas, or do they say, hey, let's make this an interesting one again? You know who's in the building tonight? Scott Foster.
Oh baby.
I can't wait. Scott Foster is my favorite official across all leagues. If they sold a number 48 NBA official's jersey, I would buy it. Scott Foster rules. He has his own hype video that goes around Twitter. I shared it today. I just couldn't be more excited. The best picture of Scott Foster is when he's.
That's a good comment. That's a good.
I
comment.
agree. They should do that. The best Scott Foster thing is the picture of last year against the Nets. The Celtics had made a dagger shot, and he was on that
Mhm.
game 4, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's here to extend the series. Here to extend the series." And then it's just like him, like defeated that the Celtics just swept him.
Who is this? Scott Foster.
Scott Foster.
What year? Sorry, I missed it again. I
Last
was looking
year.
up the clip. Oh, okay, yes.
He's
Man.
looking
Scott
at what
Foster
clip?
refing. Yep.
The
The
Scott hype
Bones
video.
Highland 3. No, the Bones Highland 3.
Uh,
If the C's win the championship, are they better? No. 2018 was goated. They're like by all metrics. And I only know this because I did a project. I think I've told you. About
oh, that's right. I remember you told me about this forever ago.
I did a project. They were like one of the most dominant teams in the history. So
It is funny. It took them a
this
lot of
is-
games to win that title. I was thinking about that today. Like 15 years ago, Celtics went into Atlanta up 2-0 to a team that they probably should stomp, and they gave it up.
ready.
Out of all like the cool things we talked about, this is the one like we're pulling up. Like we had all these dudes kicking each other and stomping, and we're pulling up.
I mean,
Bones
look
Highland.
at the 3 though. Do you see how close it was?
Yeah, no, that's tough.
Unfortunate.
That sent some people to
It was
the
a
hospital.
fun game. It was a fun game. That's why I
Tonight-
brought it up.
Andrew said it. You have Knicks Cavs games 3, which should be a good one.
Mhm.
Cavs murdered them last time.
Good game.
Fingers crossed that they keep it going.
Nuggets Timberwolves is gonna be super boring.
Was the second game close?
It was kind of close. Like the Timberwolves made it interesting, but then the Nuggets kind of.
Yeah, I don't care. Don't care about that series. None of the series I care about are on today.
And then the Bucks won game 2 as well, which kind of stinks. Like the Heat folded
Yeah.
again.
They fumbled. They could have
Forget
made
who-
that real fun for everybody not involved.
I forget who said it. Someone said, and obviously it's not like this direct, but like you gotta think about it. Like Tyler Hero is a bigger loss for the Heat than Giannis is for the Bucks. In the sense
That was Reggie Miller.
And I agree with it in the sense that like the Bucks
Mm.
have the talent to win without Giannis, but without Tyler Hero shooting, like the Heat have no perimeter scoring. Like they just can't consistently score in the perimeter at all. Right? Max Strus has been bad. They started Duncan Robinson. He actually played all right, but he didn't play defense. Like Jimmy Butler doesn't shoot threes. Bam doesn't shoot threes. Kyle Lowry's been rough this season. Gabe Vincent's been rough this season. Strus not good. This like not any 3-point shooting. Kevin Love had a monster game in game 1, but he hasn't been great from 3 either. So
Pat
They really
Riley
missed
just
that.
looks down and nods as Duncan Robinson's trade value goes up a little bit.
yeah. Yeah. I do think in the right situation he could revamp his value. Maybe not
Yeah, I don't
19
know.
million, but
That's a lot of money for Sam Hauser.
Sam Hauser though, $10 million player on the right team.
Yeah,
He's
he's probably
gonna get
that on
paid.
this team. I'd pay him more than Grant right this second. Grant, who's just hanging out. He's getting loose though. He's getting ready for Philly.
Shameless plug. And there's a connection here.
Oh yes.
One of the comments on my Derrick White article that I wrote, which we can talk about in a second.
Everybody go read it. It was excellent.
I'm very proud of it.
I will not make Jack gas it up. I'll do it. It was excellent. Very long. Jack worked months on this article. We kind of teased it a bunch of times and never told you what it was about. But it came out really well. All these established people told Jack it was really good. So if you haven't, go read it. CelticsBlog.com. I saw some people sharing it on the timeline yesterday and thought it ruled. Congratulations. You deserve all the praise.
I was very happy with the way it came out. Shout out to Simon Pollock, editor at Celtics Blog. Beast. Helped me organize it and get the phrasing right. I thought it was great. But we can talk. I mean, we can talk Derrick White and some of the stuff from there as well. But one of the comments at the bottom, thank you, Jack, and I appreciate you. So thankful to have him about Derrick White. Now lock up Grant at 4 years, $88 million, and we'll be set.
Oh dear.
And it was like, there's no joke, there's no laughing emoji. Like, I genuinely think this is a serious comment. So I just thought that was really funny.
Well, before the season, I was all for it. I wrote an article about why they should extend Grant, and Grant went out there and made me look like a fool.
Yes.
Grant was like, should they pay me? I don't think so.
I said this a few months ago. Grant was my favorite Celtic last year, at the start of the season. But I said this a few months ago, so it's not just riding the bandwagon of my own work, but I think Derrick White's my new favorite. I remember saying it like
Derrick White's a very likable guy. You guys know a lot about Derrick White. And
Derrick White
Jack
loves
tells
Oreos.
His story well.
Loves Oreos. You didn't know.
Who doesn't
White,
love
Oreo
Oreos, though?
And
Oreos got pretty far in our cookie bracket, if I'm not mistaken.
They did. I think they got second. They only lost to chocolate chip cookie. And so, some insider information for all you out there in the chat. This is a How About Them Celtics podcast exclusive. I was texting one of the people I talked to from the article, one of his friends, and he goes, good stuff, agreed, blah, blah, blah. I'm texting Derrick now, and he was dying laughing at the Oreo story. So Derrick White has read it. Derrick White,
there you go. He read your work.
Very cool.
No, you have yet to receive a thank you.
From who?
Derrick White.
No,
You're doing a great job.
I did receive a thank you from Mr. White, Derrick White's dad. Though,
yes,
so he
was in it.
He was. Everyone who's gotten back to me said they liked it. They said it was cool. I thought it came together real well. I thought it was a fun story. I thought the sneaky story that I don't think a lot of people. Jay King retweeted it, and he referenced this. The part where it says he's the self-proclaimed nicest guy you know is just all time. I love it.
Yeah.
And I was almost too proud of the closer I used because I stripped the quotes. I was speaking to Alex Welsh, who thank you. And thank you, Landon. I appreciate you. It's on Celtics blog right now. It's called Legend because that's the high school he went to. Somebody actually, I get ahead of myself. I was talking to Alex Welsh, who was UCCS teammate with Derrick, and he's like their scorer, rebounder. And in two separate quotes, he was like, Derrick's the self-proclaimed nicest guy you know. So I put that early, and then I closed the article with, and unfortunately, definitely one of the nicest dudes I know. So it was like a little callback. I was proud of that one.
Good job.
But can't wait to read. Congrats, Jack. It's on Celtics blog. It's called Legend because that's the high school he went to. So it was like a little thing. Shout out to Bill Sy. Came up with the title, Beast. But I did have a hate comment on the article, which I thought was funny. So I'm
good.
Thank you. Simon and I were talking about potential hate we could get for it before it went out, and there wasn't much. I think it was just this, which was really nice. But the one hate comment, and it was funny, and I'm not mad at this guy. It's just entertaining. Thank you, Phil. It was, oh God, I gotta find it.
I should have left one.
You should go leave one now. Let's pump the brakes here, please. The word legend is generally reserved at this franchise for a particular player from French.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very happy for White. I think he's a great weapon and it seems like a great teammate. But considering he hasn't even made it to the first round yet, or we haven't even made it to the first round yet, this article seems a little overdone. He's not even the best guard. He's not even the best guard with that last name to have played for the Celtics. And then I had some people defending me in here saying it's just, a legendary story. It's a joke about the name of the high school, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, we don't have to keep talking about.
Well, also he's a local legend, so there's that.
Yes.
As we get off of that, we're going to move. What is he laughing at? I didn't even say it. Did I say it? Oh, I said I was going to go leave a comment. Playoff pregame pick presented by Smash the Odds. You can follow him on Twitter at Smash Odds. For daily free picks, you have MLB in full swing. You've got the NBA playoffs kicked off, underway, and heating up. If you pay for those premium picks, you're going to make a premium payday and have some fun in the Discord channel as well. Tonight's pick is Atlanta +6. He likes them at home. I may fade that and say Celtics plus or -6. I think the Celtics have not looked like they're messing around.
Is Devin still in the chat? Devin, are you still here?
I don't know if he's still here.
Well, anyways, I'll trash talk him when you can listen back. After what you've seen in this series, how the hell are you picking Atlanta to cover a 6 point spread?
I think there are some things to...
This could blow back in my face, but...
to make Atlanta competitive. I think DeJounte Murray was really great last game, and I think when he's on the floor, they play typically better. He is still here, by the way. I also think Bogdanovich has done a great job for them. I think they really can be better if they just don't play Trae Young as much.
How is it only a 5.5 point spread right now? How that's baffling to me.
If you're asking that question, then there's probably a reason why it's like that. That's probably why he gave that bet.
That's a horrible line. Like the Celtics should be favored by way more, is what I'm saying.
Hey.
Hello. Welcome
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound normal. We're talking about We're talking about the spread because I think it's obscene that it's only 5.5 points.
I mean, it is in Atlanta, so that probably plays a factor. I would agree, Tom, to a degree that it could be a trap game, but it's game 3. It's game 3 of a series that this is playoffs. Like, you know what you're getting into at this point. And I tend to agree. I think that the Hawks are going to have to take a long, hard look in the mirror in the offseason. Young is only good against the Knicks. I guess he's just good against teams that underestimate them, right? And I don't think that this. Well, that too, yeah. I mean, the Knicks were also. You had the mayor up in arms, the mayor of New York, like up in arms about Trae Young. So, like, that guy had all sorts of real estate. I don't think the Celtics are scared of this team whatsoever, nor should they.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said when you started talking to my dad in the chat, I didn't see like the thing come up, and I'm so used to being called Tom by like my family. I was like, why the fuck did you just call me that?
Why are you called Tom?
Well, it's just like a reflex thing. My aunt would say it, or you know what I'm saying. So like I got super thrown off when you said it because I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what the fuck? 90% of bets on Celtics, yeah, because the line is terrible.
I would say yeah,
because the line is awful in my opinion.
I would hit the over. I mean, yeah.
T-bone. Hawks blowing it up this summer. I would hope so, Jack. And this team stinks. Sam, I know we talked about this. Sam, if you could put Trae Young on any other team in the league, where would you put him? I have my answer, but I'm curious, both of you, what you think.
Go ahead, Tim.
Clippers.
It's an okay answer. I don't know if he makes those guys like the best they can be, though. I don't want to say
I would have said Nets.
You would have said Nets?
Nets are also a good pick, too, and they've got the market for it as well, so that would make a lot of sense. And they're going to have the assets, right? So if you got him and Mikal Bridges and whatever else is left if you end up trading for him. I don't think Danny would go and do it for Utah.
Sam, say the line.
Put my head in the microwave. Can we get a ban?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, can we mods ban, please?
Andrew's quick with it.
Is that include playoffs, though? That might not include playoffs.
I don't actually know. Let me see. If it does include playoffs, that'd be hilarious because 4 of those wins in the playoffs. Record against Knicks in career. He is 5-12 in the regular season, including playoffs. He is. He's still only 9-13.
Justin says Jordan Poole picks for Trae Young.
For the Warriors?
The Warriors have any picks?
Yeah, I think
feel like they sneaky don't have a fair amount of picks for some reason.
Warriors Pro.
You know what's funny is they traded D'Angelo Russell and got picks back while also getting Wiggins.
Yeah, well, that also turned out to be one of those like salvation projects. Like no one expected when he went to the Warriors to be as good as he was, but the reality is he just needed to be.
It makes
Barnes.
sense.
He just needed to be Barnes.
Yeah, exactly. Barcelona, Trae Young, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. I mean.
Oh man.
Jonathan says Claxton is a moron. Why is Claxton a moron? I don't think
Claxton
really did anything wrong.
It's not Claxton's fault.
And I think
that's
Claxton
Embiid,
get tossed yesterday. It was actually kind of dumb.
He got tossed, but Embiid didn't get, right?
He got tossed after a second tech.
2 techs, yeah.
Oh, well, the Embiid should have been tossed. And also, I bet that there are a lot of angry Warriors fans right now based
Yeah,
on
they were
everything
all
that
over the
happened with
place,
that.
pissed.
I mean, they have a
Joe
right to
says
be.
Jordan Poole fell off so much. Yeah, I can't believe the Celtics let this guy get a ring.
Yeah.
I think
well,
about
also
that at least once a week.
hearing Clay talk is pretty depressing because like he sounds so incredibly soft, and I'm just kind of like, what the hell happened to this guy? Because he was not like this before. Last season was really where we started to see it, especially in the finals, where he's just like, "Yeah, real classy, Boston," and then now he's like pissing and moaning about everyone from Jaren Jackson Jr. to just whatever the hell it was the other day. But like, just an oddly soft team for a team that has Draymond Green on it, who does everything under the sun to injure other people.
I was about to get to this too. They own their pick this year, 1 through 4. They own like it's protected 5 through 30 to Memphis. Top 1 protected in 2025, and then 2026 if it's not settled. So like 24 through 26 they can't trade because it's all protected. But then after that they own everything out right past that. So not bad.
Well-
Really not as bad as you'd think.
Well, if they have those picks out there, they probably could remove the protections if they were trading with those teams, right?
Yeah, they can make something work. So it's a better draft situation than you might think for a team that's been so good for so long.
Also,
which
Jordan
is
Poole got
impressive.
punched in the face. Like maybe that has something to
That
do with it.
probably, honestly, that probably like affected from an ego standpoint.
Well,
I'm not
Jack,
even joking.
How many times have we written about quotes where GMs will say that? Like they think
his
like he's really
confidence?
trying to prove it to everybody. I feel like we've done
Mhm.
that so many times. So there's definitely some truth to it at the very least. Even though I will say, like people want to hate on Draymond and say he's a scumbag, I would put Poole top of the power rankings for people that needed to be punched in the face. Like him, Trae Young. I talked to somebody about this earlier. They said Draymond, so Draymond would have to punch himself in the face, but it's probably fair.
Is this just your personal list?
Well, I'd say Poole's pretty close to the top. Someone also said Gobert.
Sure.
I was having a
Sure.
conversation today at PT, and this
Yeah.
came up.
I might need to go to PT. I need to go back to orthopedics soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got
how
the-
bad is your ankle? I'm sure you
Oh, I
talked
thought
about
he
it
had a
earlier in the
Gordon
episode.
Hayward. Don't put your fucking
Ugh.
foot up. All right.
Oh, geez, you're wearing an air cast. It's that bad?
You thought I was gonna put my
Yeah, I
blown
thought
up
you were going to
ankle
put
on
your
the
bare
screen?
foot on the screen.
No,
I don't know. I
It's
don't
bad,
know.
though.
What do you mean? I mean,
I
hell,
sent,
KJ sent us pictures of his foot, right?
True.
When that
Jack
No,
ankle
I
also
was,
was
think he
messed
needs to
up.
be kicked to the face.
I was playing ball with Sam and I fell on a guy's foot, and that might have been the loudest I've screamed in a while.
Oh,
Like,
I thought you really hurt yourself. Like, I mean, you did
Well-
hurt yourself, but like I thought like you like broke it.
I know it might be broken. They said
Yeah.
they don't know. That's why I have to go back to orthopedics.
The swelling's got to go down reverse, right?
It's real bad.
Sneaky
It's
bad
still
thing that happened to me. Jack said he might throw up, so I had to go get the trash can, and I hit the trash can on my knee. So now my knee's a little
Oh, I'm
sore.
sorry. My bad. And-
me.
I haven't
my
seen
bad.
any tweets about that yet.
I thought I was gonna throw up because I hadn't eaten that day, so I was just like chugging water.
It's probably
and so,
good
like,
that
my
you
stomach
didn't.
was always already kind of like messed up,
Yeah.
and I did that, and it hurt, and I was like, "Oh shit, this water's
If
coming."
you were about to if you were about to throw up, you honestly probably broke something. Did you
Maybe.
feel
I
like
finished the game though.
did your vision
Yeah,
kind of
he
get like
got back out
blurry
there and
around the
finished it.
edges?
I don't even remember. I think I was okay. Adrenaline's a wild thing though, because like 5 minutes later, I jumped back in the game. We finished it up, and then I drove home. We won though. Shout out Sam, hit the game winner. Thank you, legend.
Yeah, we had a good
Appreciate
run.
you.
It was fun.
It was good, but yeah, they said they don't know if it's broken. I have to go back to orthopedic in like a couple days or like see what's up. But I sent Sam a picture when I got home, and then the next day it was worse. Sam can attest. It's almost worse today, Sam. It looks more balloony.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Well, it's
It is-
eventually going
It
to go the
sounds
other
like
way.
you broke
large.
something. It sounds like you broke something.
and it's the worst thing. I did this in college too, and I never let it fully heal because I'm a moron, and so it's always been kind of puffy, and now it's real bad. Two
Jack-
swollen X-rays. I had X-rays, and they were inconclusive because
They were like, "Hey, it might be broken, it might not."
It's
Hold on, let me-
broken. I think it's broken. I don't want to put that evil on you, but it sounds like it's broken. I'm sorry.
No,
You just
Jack
hear-
is in the show.
I twisted it. I was getting up and I knocked it on something. It says soft tissue swelling and possible joint effusion. No evidence of acute fracture identified. Short-term follow-up if clinical persists, including subtle or occult fracture. So basically, if it doesn't go down, then it might be broken.
Could be like a hairline fracture or something small.
Yeah, they didn't pick it up, but whatever.
If you were about to throw up, that sounds like a
I was,
break. Because I broke my pinky once and I almost passed out just because you go into shock and you feel like you're gonna like faint or
it was
something
bad.
like that.
Well,
It was bad.
Good news for you, Jack. I went to PT for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and I had to stretch, and
Yeah.
I thought I was going to throw up, and I didn't break anything. So.
I almost threw up again yesterday. The nurse was like saying, "Does this hurt? Does this hurt?" I'm like, "Yeah, it fucking hurts. Like, stop doing that."
Hey, does this swollen thing hurt when I touch it? No.
She was like, poking. She's like, "What if I go like, what if I go like this? What if I bend it?" I'm like, "Yeah, that kind of hurts." I'm like, yeah,
That's like almost like when they're
Thank
like,
you.
"Hey, you're bleeding because you don't floss." It's like, no, I'm bleeding because you stabbed me.
You stabbed me in the freaking
Yeah.
gums, man.
Well, I guess I
What
go
are you
back in a couple
doing?
weeks. I'm like half ready though. I think I'm gonna like train for it.
Oh man. All right, we can
better
get
get
on
outta
out of
here.
here. Get ready for the
See you
game. Anything
bozos
else you guys
after the
want to
game.
say?
On the
No,
pod. in the
go
morning.
C's, take care of the business.
Alrighty. I will catch y'all later. Sam and I are recording after the game, so we will have a
Yes.
new show for you.
I think
new-
next round we're gonna bring back the halftime show, if I have any say. I like the halftime show. I don't think we're fired up enough yet to do the halftime show, but I would come on here hot last year.
Oh, I remember.
Last year they did everything they could to piss me off every game.
All right, let's get on going. Brian Scalabrine and Eddie House are getting ready to go.
Oh, yeah. What is on ESPN?
Shall we see who's on ESPN?
Yeah,
We can see
pull
which
it
one we
up.
like better.
Pull it
If
up.
it's Richard Jefferson,
I
please
love
no.
RJF. You don't like RJF?
Jimmy
I love
J
RJF.
says I'm rocking my unfinished business tee tonight. I actually like the design.
I do
Cool
like
tees.
that.
But-
Some
but
people
they have to
crap
win
on it. I don't
first.
get it. Yeah, that's
We have Dave Pash and Hubie Brown.
I actually do like Hubie.
I've heard good things about Hubie. I can't think of any specific calls that he's been on.
Let me tell you about a guy, and then he's just real old. But I like Hubie. I prefer Hubie over Scal. I'll tell you what Hubie doesn't do is act like the guy
I know
dies
all.
when he falls down.
Or it's, oh, that's a foul. Never
Or
mind.
2 for 1.
No, that's not a foul. Or
2
the
for
best is
1.
when he's like, that's not a foul. He's like, oh, no.
You know who
no,
else?
That was
you got him
terrible.
on the arm.
I was listening to my dad put a homer parlay on. I was listening to Tim Legler on the JJ Redick pod, and even he was like, the Celtics take more 2-for-1 shots than I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's terrible. The 2 for 1 is like fake.
Mhm.
Unless you hit him, in which case it's amazing.
I would love. Let's not do it now because we have to get going. But
You
I would
have to
love to
pull
see
up
the
stats on
percentages on
that.
their 2 for 1 attempts. I feel like it's not very. high.
Also, Jalen Brown shoes, very cool tonight. Go
I
look
did see
Twitter if
them.
you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, but the artist who did it spelled Naismith wrong.
Oof.
Anyways,
And,
we get ready.
Naism.
He tried his best.
NEI. Well, I mean, it's the artist, it's not him. But yeah, it's talking about the history of basketball and whether Naismith was the one who actually invented it. But it's going back culturally, looking back in the past of previous iterations of the same.
Very
sport.
cool shoes.
Very cool. That's in summation, cool shoes.
Alrighty, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. Game still hasn't started yet. Don't worry, we didn't run too late. Sam and I will record a pod that will be out tomorrow morning for you. Vitamin C's today. Did it come out?
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
just dropped today.
Nice.
Yeah,
New vitamin
dropped it
C's
around
out
noon today.
Check that out. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel, listen to the pod, all that good stuff, and we will see you guys later. Peace.